I'm gonna be looking at you the whole
this.
time. Now we're on.
Oh,
We're
my
live.
bad. So, sorry. Welcome to Coach's Corner. This is I never remember the episode, so we'll just go with January 25th, Tuesday. So, first of all, we want to go ahead and thank Steinies for having us again. It's always a pleasure to be able to come back here and have some of our players and our coaches highlighted as part of the kind of in-week away from the game events. But without further ado, welcome back our head coach, Kenny Orlando, donning a little bit different look here. Kenny, any thoughts?
Lost a bet. You can't bet on the Philadelphia Flyers to do anything throughout the season. So, Josh, enjoy the night with me rocking your favorite team's jersey. Thanks for kicking our butt.
Well, big shout out to Josh as well, one of our season ticket holders, sits in Rowdy Row, and he's a good sport. You can see him wearing a Philadelphia Flyers shirt there as well, so it's always part of the fun. But it's pretty funny to see Kenny wearing a little Bruins jersey here. I'm glad it fits. Was that Marchand's real jersey?
Yeah, I think it's autographed.
It looks like it.
Yeah, sweet.
And a few of our players here. We have second-year player for the Mustangs, Giovanni Ursillo. Gio, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Next to him, we have Nicholas Semino in his first year with the Mustangs. Nick, you want to say hi?
Hello, everyone.
Well, like we said, it's always fun to have some of these guys on. I'll get their personality out of them pretty quickly, and as always, we give a shout out to you guys for always coming back and being part of the night, and getting to know these players a little bit more. Also, getting out of the way, we'll go ahead and say hi to Corey Mater and Jack Jones, who so nicely welcomed me when I got here late.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Thank you for that, boys. But as we kind of get into it, over the weekend we had a pretty big event on Friday night with autism awareness, which was a lot of fun. We raised a lot of money and we had a lot of help from a lot of people. So before we kind of get into anything, we want to go ahead and shout out Ole Kolzig, who was in attendance on Friday night. He was our special guest of the evening. I believe we were able to raise over $10,000 in total. I think that number is a lot higher than that. So, but I don't have an accurate one, so I don't want to mislead anybody. But shout out to Kolzig. Our friends Ogden X Media, with everything they do. Warren and Chanel are here. And we wouldn't be able to do it without them and their crew, along with Jimmy and Kurt and the bands who showed up. And another big thank you to Burke Burkhart and his crew, the Upstage Rentals, also one of our billets. In fact, he billets Corey, Jack, and Gio. And a lot of the players are over at their house all the time. And just a big shout out to everything that they were able to do and sacrifice their time and their effort. So, like you said, it was a big night. We want to make sure we remember everybody, including our fans as well. You guys are the ones who were the main source behind the fundraising and donating to a really good cause, one that means a lot to us. So thank you guys for everything that you do and continuing to support us. So moving along, pretty big weekend. Ogden is now 24-9-3 on the season. Still second place in the Mountain Division, 13th overall in the USPHL. And actually, I think that's 11. That might be a typo there. And over the weekend, we played San Diego, Ontario, and Las Vegas. San Diego, we have not seen in a few seasons. Kenny and I have not seen them at all since we've been here. Ontario, it's their first season, so that was the inaugural meeting. And Vegas, one of those kind of friendly foes. It's become a bit more of a heated rivalry for sure. So overall, a really good weekend. And we'll ask Kenny, kind of what were your thoughts about everything that took place, whether it be the autism awareness and the games themselves?
Unique weekend getting to play teams outside of our division. I think it's really exciting for the guys and for the staff. It's a good change of pace to see different opponents across from you rather than the same guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, the teams in our division are always our toughest opponents. Our division's a grudge match every night, but to get outside of it and get a little bit of diversity of schedule and then to have such a special weekend tacked on top of it with our autism game on Friday night, it was a great weekend. Really fun to be a part of, and the guys stepped up. They were playing some pretty good hockey. Sunday I know was a little bit frustrating for all of us for many different reasons, but we found a way to battle back in a game where the guys could have very easily packed it in after the second period and said, well, we're not going to score a goal, or bounces aren't going our way, and they still showcase that belief that they have in the locker room and the teamwork to be able to go out there and put two in and get us to overtime. And So overall in the weekend, like obviously you want 6 points when you're looking at that type of schedule, but for us to get 5 and be competitive, and for us to bounce back the way that we did in that third period of the Vegas game, I think you need to walk away with the positive at this point and look at that. A very similar third period effort that we had, let's say, a month ago in that Pueblo Sunday afternoon game where we were down 2-0. So I think at this point we can all see that our team has something special in them to be able to pull something out of nothing, even if we're behind the 8 ball. That's what, one of the qualities that makes us very deadly and lethal at any point. And, to kind of learn from that Sunday experience especially and move forward, I think is going to be the key.
And then coming back, we'll start with Gio. Gio, we said it's your second season with the Mustangs. You've gotten a little bit used to some of the bigger nights that we have. Was there anything different about this one, considering of who was in attendance?
Yeah, it was awesome to play in front of Goalie. It was just a great night overall. I thought it was really fun.
And Nick, for you, I don't know if in your past other junior experience you've had nights like this. What was it like for you?
I mean, I played in the EHL and no fans show up for that, so it was a blast having a Friday night autism awareness night. And it was packed, and the energy levels. It helped me play a lot better, and it was just a fun night to perform.
How about some of the jersey auctions themselves? Did you expect any of those to go as high as they did? I think Cameron Hawks and John was part of that bidding process. They just kept going higher and higher and higher. Have you ever seen anything kind of like that?
No, that was my first time, especially with junior hockey. I mean, I know they do it with other higher levels, but it's just outstanding with this fan group that we have, and it's amazing how much money we can get together and help a cause.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely something special, and like we said, that's all thanks to you guys and what you're willing to do to be able to kind of help support this team. So, a round of applause to you guys. That was a joke. Round of applause, ready? As we go here, don't worry, we'll work on those. But Kenny, coming back to you, kind of tell us about the upcoming few weeks and kind of the importance of each remaining game as we near the end of our regular season.
Yeah, there's this remaining part of the season it is for every team, but obviously for us, it's so crucial with where we are in the standings and being able to earn home ice advantage and continue to chase that first place spot. We need to be on point and, correct every single night and not make some of those mistakes that we may have made in the first month or two to learn, learning our systems, and for some of our younger guys getting acclimated to the game at this level. So, you look at January and February months, and that's when you got to be playing playoff hockey every single night. And, you got the Colorado teams for the next 2 weekends, and that's 4 games against Northern Colorado, which could be the difference, whether it's home ice advantage or going on the road for the first, round of playoffs. So those games are extremely crucial, and, the preparation's key, but execution, as we have seen, is also key. So, the guys can have all the answers they want, but they need to go out there and execute when it comes to the weekend and be willing and ready and hungry to take those points away from those other teams and have us playing in our building in March.
And then we'll start with Nick here. You've been around hockey for a long time. This is your 20-year-old season, your age-out season.
Yep.
How important is it for you to be able to kind of lead in your role and make sure the team is, where they need to be mentally, physically, heading into, the final stretch?
Well, being the last year guy, I just want to, last year I watched some of the older guys and they wouldn't really step in as much. I tried to do that. There's some parts where I want to stay out and not get into drama and stay in mentally strong, but yeah.
And then Gio, for you, like we said last year, you guys went on a run towards the end of the season, January, February. How do you guys keep that kind of mental edge and make sure you finish strong?
I don't know. That's a tough question, but I don't really know how to answer.
You guys just kind of stick with your systems, kind of believe in it, keep fighting, and work your way through games. Just take it one game at a time, or do you try to look at both things?
I like to take it one game at a time, just to keep focus.
Very, very simple.
Yeah, pretty
Just keep things simple, right?
Keep things simple.
There you
Well,
go.
coming down to end of the season, we got to keep it simple. And I mean, Kenny was saying yesterday, it comes down to the little details, and especially coming up to the end of the season, we just got to nitpick those little details and sharpen up our skills.
Yeah. No, it's certainly important, especially the fact that, coming up in the schedule, we play the Eagles 4 times, we play the Bulls 5 times. That's all within the next 3 weeks. So, it's important to keep it simple, especially when you're playing the same teams over and over and over, right?
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you look forward to heading back to Northern Colorado for you, Nick? Home state and everything?
Well, this weekend, it's my dad's birthday on Saturday, so I'm excited to see my family. And I love playing out there. I've been to Greeley multiple times, and I don't like NoCo, that's for sure. I really want to hand it to him this weekend, that's for sure.
Well, we'll get back into it a little bit later as far as what you've done against the Eagles. The last time you were there, the 3 points, 3 games, so it was a pretty good outing. It was your debut with the Mustangs, so
Yeah.
we definitely look to recreate that performance for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun.
And then, Gio, you've seen quite a bit of the Eagles and for the Bulls too, but we rewind about a year ago. In fact, it was around the same time that you had a hat trick against Northern Colorado.
Yeah.
You remember much about that game and trying to have that happen again this year?
I just remember we started off pretty slow. We got those first 2, and we kind of went on a roll. So that's pretty much all I remember about that game.
Kenny, do you remember much about that series last year where I think it was a 4-game set and we split 2?
Yeah, that was nuts. Wasn't that the time where NoCo was playing 10 games in 10 days?
Yes.
Yeah, so there was a lot going on in the hockey world, in our division in particular at that time. But just to tie it back to Gio completely changed that game last year. Not just from having 3 goals, but he was large and in charge for a guy of his stature to go out there and completely change a game. That's no knock on him. It's just him being small. You can't teach the size there. So, him to go out there and completely change the game and put it in our hands was, I was extremely proud of him. But that was an amazing thing that he did for us that night. And, I think that gave him a lot of confidence moving forward in his abilities. He needs 1 or 2 of those pucks to fall in the net because he does so many things right. Last year, he got rewarded finally in that game, and it was really refreshing to see that good stuff pay off for him.
Gio, that was actually first junior hat trick last year, right?
That was, yeah.
Pretty special moment for you?
It was awesome, yeah.
There you go. You still have the puck?
Oh yeah, I have the puck.
Attaboy.
It's at home, yeah.
So, do you see any difference in those games, whether it be on the road or at home, or what could fans anticipate watching, whether we're at home here at the ice sheet or if we're in Colorado?
I think you could anticipate a team is going to show up every night and battle. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know for me, the fans helped me a lot, my energy levels during the third period. And just away games, they're a little tougher. You just got to be more mentally strong and just know that you got to show up and bring it to them.
Well, if they're watching, I know for you, Nick, your family showed up in Colorado last time we were there at Greeley. So big shout out to you guys. We'll still have a good road travel here from some of the fans, so we look forward to it. Kenny, any big difference being on the road versus home? We seem to be a pretty good road team this year.
No, obviously it's great to play in front of you guys, and that's what we want to be doing all year long and use that to our advantage. But I think our guys they thrive on the road. I think that the group that we have really enjoys going into someone's building and taking 2 points out of it. With just the veteran presence that we have of returning guys to, they recognize how important playing on the road is and being able to get those wins. But even some of the newer guys, the excitement of seeing these new places that they're playing at, and seeing these teams in their home environments and being able to go in there and, win a 60-minute effort. It's really rewarding for our group, regardless of where you are on our team. As a whole, we really appreciate and can value a road win, and that's why I think you see such a strong record on the road this year. Is that we really stress the importance of that when throughout the week when we're preparing, but also when we get there, that it's not a vacation. You're here for 2 points every single night, and the guys that are going to go out there and do it for us are the guys that are going to get those minutes to go play and go do it. So we're looking forward to this weekend. This could be a turning point as far as home ice advantage type of stuff goes. So we're really looking forward to getting after it and posting 3 wins. That's what we're looking for.
It's definitely a big weekend. It's number 2 versus number 3 in the division, and with only a few games in hands, all of these games, they really mean something. Every point matters, and sitting at number 2 in the division right now, 11 overall, it speaks a lot as far as where the Mustangs really are with 64 teams in the entire league. But it almost feels at the same time, beginning of the season went from, heavy favorites to sort of an underdog, but not really, to kind of a dark horse. But as that continues to change, does it help give an edge to this group by kind of not maybe being the heavy favorites and having sort of a chip on their shoulders?
I think that there's enough motivation now at this point through what this team's been through that you could call us whatever you want. The guys are going to be ready to play, especially if they get a chance to play the outliers, right? But every night at this point, the guys know what they're capable of. They know if our backs are against the wall that they're able to come out of it. There's definitely belief in the locker room from the top down. So I'm not really concerned of what we're being called at this point. I'm just ready to get out there and earn the next 2 points.
Do you guys have any particular matchups, anything that you look at on the schedule that help pump you up even more than normal?
I mean, we've been grinding with the outliers since day one. I mean, we've beat them before, and now it's back of my head. We can beat them again. We just got to all put in our same effort, be on the same page, and get to it.
Yeah, those outlier games are really fun. I always look forward to playing against them just because I hate them so much. But
pretty easy on, pretty straightforward. The other thing is, like we said, we're a month away from the end of the regular season. I think it's like 31 or 32 days exactly. So it comes up fast. But, is there anything that for you, Kenny, that you, maybe the coaching staff, are trying to implement, keep things fresh or shake it up a little bit?
Yes and no. I mean, you get into a routine of what you want to work on throughout the weeks coming towards playoffs. You try to maybe change up a drill the way it looks, or maybe the structure of it, just so the guys aren't feeling such like robots throughout every week where they're getting the same exact drill, but the concepts are the same. The stuff that we're trying to teach them going into playoffs and the stuff that we need to kind of clean up, it's all been stuff that we've been pointing out since November, December at this point. And, I think that we're seeing that development, the skill development. We're seeing the guys pay attention to more details without us having to get on them about it. They're asking questions. They're attentive in the video sessions. They're paying attention to what needs to be fixed and corrected to move forward. So it's just about keeping them stimulated, and it's okay to have some fun when you're working hard in practice. But at the end of the day, we got to make sure we cover each of those key concepts that we're trying to work on and improve moving into playoffs.
And then we'll ask you guys, how do you, I guess, as teammates and in the locker room, maybe try to keep everybody fresh and keep spirits high and whatnot? I mean, personally, I think we're 4-0-2 in our last 6 games, so we're continuing to not be streaky, but get points in every game. And yes, we've had a couple overtime losses, but being able to battle back in both of those and walk away with not just a regulation loss is huge right now. So I guess for you guys, how do you stay fresh and ready to go every practice, every game?
I know, my last year of juniors, I'm just grateful to be playing my last year. And when, it gets old going to the rink every day, your legs get tired, but you got to remember, it's not a job. This is fun. This is what I love to do, and just having fun in the locker room, being goofy with the boys, and just having a good time, and just brighten the spirits up to get back out there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the key to everything, is just have fun with the guys.
Anything you look forward to the most this weekend? Traveling to Colorado, whether it be the bus ride itself?
Oh no, not the bus ride, not the bus ride. No. It's a great bus. I love having the sleepers on it, but
great bus, but
laying down for so long, it hurts my back a little bit.
I gotcha.
But no, I'm really excited to go out there, and I love traveling with the boys. We always have a good time. I think it makes the team a little tighter as well when we go out there, and I think that's what helps us on the road as well. We just start to bond a little better, and connections start to flow.
Everybody clicks a little bit more.
Yep.
We have a pretty easy bus ride up at front.
Yeah.
Not so bad. We just watch movies and hang out, and that's about it.
Bus rides are good.
Well, yeah, because you got a lot of room over there. You can sit up on your bunk.
Seniority.
It's true.
Well, like we said, we play the Eagles this weekend. It's a 3-game set. Friday, puck drop is 8:30 p.m. Saturday, I believe it's 3:30, and then Sunday it's noon. Correct. I know a little strange times, but they also share their facility with the University of Northern Colorado, and as well with Public Skate. So trying to find times there. So 8:30 Friday. Northern Colorado right now, like we said, they're right behind us. The third in the Mountain Division, 19-15, 1-0. We lead the season series right now 4-1-1-0. Mustangs have also outscored the Eagles 27-15. Oddly enough, there's been 2 4-0 shutouts on the second game, in each kind of like little short series. And then NOCO has also won both Sunday contests. So it was like really weird looking at some of these things. Like we said, if you look at last year's schedule versus this year's, the timing of the games are all the same. The dates, it's like strange. Like those just stayed the same. But moving forward, since we played NOCO in the USPHL, Ogden leads the season series 8-5-3. Ogden is still first in the league in power play goals with 54. Ogden's penalty kill is still first in the Mountain Division, 20th overall, 85%. The power play is still first, 28% in the division, third overall in the USPHL. So things are still continuing to move along. January is, I don't know, my 3 seasons always been a rather strange month. There's either some random Tuesday game, you get a different look of a schedule. We're playing the Pacific Division this year, so we're kind of moving along. But, I guess for now, before we kind of get into more, is there any other questions, things that you guys might have for some of the players or some of the things we did over the weekend? That's okay if you don't, because I'll find somebody else out back there. Oh, look at that. Jake Meary showed up tonight, too. Hey, Jake. We'll give him a shout-out.
Jake, no question?
I think Nick wants you to ask a question, Jake.
No questions?
The question from Jake was, why is he wearing the jersey? Jake also walked in a little bit late, so he missed that part.
If you pay attention to details and show up on time, you would have heard why I'm wearing this jersey.
Uh-oh. Great answer.
We know.
Well, let's see. What time is it? I can think of questions. No, you know what? Here, we'll take a short break now. We'll let the players come mingle. No, because we got plenty of things to go through when we come back.
Okay.
We'll take just a little short break. I know that was fast, but I have plenty more. Don't worry. I'll think of something. So if you're tuning in, we're going to a little bit of a break. Players will introduce themselves to some of the people here, and then we'll come back for part 2. Okay? Good. Boom. Done. Wait. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. Now it's coming in.
So Flyers won the first one, then the Bruins won the next two, and they don't play anymore. So he won the bet.
Nicholas,
So he's wearing
Giovanni,
that 'cause the Flyers won
you
the
please
first
return
game,
to
so
the
he's being
table.
a good sport, but I have to wear this on a bigger stage since I lost the series.
I'll be sure to get a picture.
Yeah, thanks. Wonderful. Just so everyone can remember it.
Well, as we kind of come back here, we'll get a little bit more in depth and take a look at who these two are.
Yeah.
Hi, Gio.
What's up, Stefan?
Gio and I are rivals.
I
We're
don't like
rivals for
Stefan.
life.
I hate Stefan.
Yes, he does. I have no comment. Moving forward, we'll start with Gio then. We'll go with what I had on league stat. 5'8", 155 from Boise, Idaho. Gio in his second season with the Mustangs. You came to us from the Junior Steelheads.
Yeah,
Was it 16 or 18?
16s,
16, double A or triple A?
double A.
That's exactly what I had written down. 18. I don't know what the WSHL is. They don't exist to me anymore. WSHL is irrelevant. But no, I appreciate that though, Brenda. Gio is a combination of skill and tenacity. He plays with a chip on his shoulder while never backing down from any challenge. A mainstay on the penalty kill, big PK guy.
Huge PK guy.
What's so special about the penalty kill for you?
It's the only thing I'm good at.
No.
Well, you do a pretty good job at it, so we appreciate having you there. But for Gio, it's his ability to play a 200-foot game that's really endeared him to Mustangs fans, and he supplies a consistent effort on every shift. Gio this season, 5 goals, 4 assists, and 33 games played. Gio, welcome to Coach's Corner.
Hi.
Kenny, do you remember much about Gio before he was with the Mustangs and kind of how you guys started to find him and what brought him to Ogden?
Summer camp, right?
Yeah, and I played against Nick. So
Played against Nick, yeah.
Coach Nick?
Nick
Nice.
Nick had a lot of really good things to say about Gio, and I was excited to get to see him. What stood out about him is his skill set. He's a small package as a human, but he battles, and he has great skills to support his efforts on the ice. He would do anything for any guy on this team at any point, and that's the reason that he finds himself consistently, not only consistently in the lineup, but consistently playing. His efforts are very rarely reciprocated as far as how hard he works every single shift in all 3 zones. Just to use an example, we showed a clip today at the end of our video session of how the guys should be playing every shift, and that shift was Gio's. Just an effort that he had last weekend where we're in the offensive zone, something goes wrong, and he skates all the way back and eliminates a play from going in the back of our net. That's the kind of guy and player and person that Gio is. He would do anything for this team, and him now in his second season, he's seen a lot more success. Not as far as statistically, if you're just looking at the stat column all the time. If you watch the way that he plays the game, he's developed as a player where he's a lot more mature out there. He's comfortable with the decisions that he's making. He's a lot more comfortable in our systematics and our X's and O's. He's one guy that gets tossed from wing to center because we trust him at both, just depending on whatever the chemistry with his line is. That's where we put him. But he's a guy that we trust with both. So, for me, bringing him here a year and a half ago and, seeing him develop as a player and as a human, it's been an honor to work with him, and we're excited to keep pushing him because I know that there's a lot more there. Not that he's not giving an effort. He gives one of the most efforts that we've had on this whole roster, but I know that his ceiling is very high. So he has a lot of potential, and we're trying to get every single thing we can out of him. And what he's done so far for us has been incredible, and I can't wait to keep pushing him a little bit more.
Gio, welcome again.
Hi.
What can you say about your time so far in Ogden? Actually, so far, in the last year and a half, 2 seasons.
It's been awesome. It's honestly the best place to be for a junior hockey player. Like, just staff, like coaches, everything is awesome.
And did you play at the ice sheet before you were a Mustang?
I did actually play at the ice sheet a couple times, just like 14s, 16s.
What was it like being an opponent at that level, coming to a building and then all of a sudden you play juniors there?
I honestly had no clue the Mustangs even played there. To be honest, I did see all like the Mustangs logos and everything. I didn't know about the Mustangs at that point. So.
But it worked out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What about for you, Nick? What is it like having a guy like Gio on your team and being able to sometimes play on the same line or compete against one another?
I mean, just look at him. He's a great human being. No, Gio's a great guy. I mean, as a teammate, he's always there. I mean, does anything for the boys. Just a great all-around friend and great player as well.
Good job, Gio. You've earned your keep. And to his left, as we said, Nicholas Semino. He's 6'1", 185 out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Man, that was a tough one.
Tricky.
As we said, it's his first year with the Mustangs. You came to us from the EHL.
Yep.
New Hampshire,
Yep.
Seacoast.
Seacoast Spartans, yeah.
How was that?
It was, I mean, a little different than the USPHL for sure.
A little bit further away from home.
Yeah, I think definitely our mountain division is a little more tougher, a little more grindy, if I have to say that. Yeah, no, I'm glad I came here because the competitive level is just what's way better, and obviously the fans here are great.
No, we certainly enjoy it, and we certainly enjoy having you on the team. But Nick, a Colorado power forward, he plays a very heavy style, powerful game in all three zones. Very physical, gritty style of play that you bring to the team. And you really help balance out some of the attack on offense. Where in years past it's been used or accustomed to one thing where you have a lot of speedy guys, a lot of skill guys, and you complement players such as Gio, some of the guys we have in the back there. Bringing more of that physicality to the game. But the complementary style that you bring also includes the veteran presence and leadership in the locker room. You have 2 goals, 12 assists on the season, 33 games played. Nick, also welcome to Coach's Corner.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Kenny, do you remember about the first time you heard about Nick? And I know there's been a few other players who he's played with who's recommended him or his name's caught up or been brought up through that as well.
Yeah, no. Nick this year was a process throughout the summer. We were working with him closely. I was really excited every time I'd see my phone light up and it was him throughout the summer. I know he was kind of deciding between a couple different opportunities. But getting to finally see him live. I watched a lot of video on him from last year, but getting to see him live at our summer camp in July, because he was very close with Jake Jensen. So Jake, last year kind of pushed him our direction and said how much fun Jake had on our team and how good the program was. And we got Nick to come out and skate with us in July, and I think that was kind of what pushed the needle to get him here. So him coming out here and experiencing that and competing with a lot of our returning guys that ended up showing up to that camp, and a lot of guys now that are on our roster were at that summer camp in July, and I think Nick getting to interact with them and have a good strong weekend, impressing the coaching staff and certainly battling his way into a spot, not out of a spot, with a couple other guys that we were considering. I think that weekend was the final straw as far as us that we were committed to Nick. We were committed to him all the way up until that point, but we wanted to see it with our own eyes. And getting to see it then, we were convinced that his style, the way he is as a person, the way he carries himself could fit in this program. And the great thing about Nick, again, he is similar to Gio in the aspect of that they would do anything for the team. And what I mean by that is, when you have those conversations with a kid in the summertime, they might be shopping a place to play just based off of what the coach tells them and what the coach promises them. And for Nick, that was not what he was looking for. I was very honest with Nick, with him coming in, that, he could come in and be a top guy. He could come in and be a bottom guy. It was about coming in and earning what he gets, even though he is a 20-year-old, and he was fully accepting of the challenge, and all he wanted to do was come be a part of it and win games with our team. So, for him, that's a testament to his character. And we value that in the locker room. We respect it, and he's done a great job. He came in hot that first weekend in NoCo, and ever since then, I think he's kind of got accustomed to how we operate systematically, how the division is. Like you said, it's very tough and heavy,
But, I think he's done a really good job adjusting into our team, and just with our team being so deep, at any point he could be playing on any of the 4 lines. Just because, like Stefan said when he's describing him as a player, he's a supplemental type of player. So he's a player that helps other players succeed. And that's a team guy in my eyes. And that's a guy that you need in the lineup. That's a guy you need competing for your team every single night. So, with all that stuff being said, we've been honored to have Nick here, and he's been a huge part of this team. And, he's a great part of that older 20-year-old leadership group for sure.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, no, Nick's certainly one of those players who his role is not ever changing, but like you said, he's able to be very versatile.
Yep.
And he's able to move up and down the lineup. So it's great to have a player like you on our team. And, did you play at the ice sheet before you were with the Mustangs? I know you played in Colorado for a while.
No, camp was the first time I skated here. And instantly, right when I walked in, I was like, this place is amazing. I'm like, yep, I'm coming here. I want to come here.
And, how's it been for you this season, being able to kind of continue to grow your game and see that kind of changing and still watching, the guys around you succeed as well?
Yeah, like Kenny and I had that conversation. He said that he doesn't know where I'm going to be in the lineup. I was like, well, I got to work for it, and I love that challenge. And this year I've learned there's a lot of younger players that they're better than me, but I gotta work for it.
Well, you certainly still find yourself in a lot of these games. 33 games played. Were you out for one? Suspension one?
Yeah, I got in a fight with Pueblo.
So it was pretty much you missed one game.
Yeah.
One game, 2 games. So you're still doing everything that's asked, and you quietly put together 14 points, I think, which is still like top 10 or 12.
Yeah, I would like to put the puck in the net a little more, but
well, we got 3 games coming up. We could use a lot of them.
Yeah.
We could have used that one Sunday against
I
Vegas.
know. I had just pepper in the goalie, just putting it right in his chest. Fastest chest in the West.
Okay, get it out now. Top shelf next time.
Yeah.
Gio, how about for you having a guy like Nick being able to look at and know that he's willing to accept maybe a little bit lesser role, not so much as a goal scorer like it was last year, Seacoast, to do for, I guess, whatever it takes for the team to be successful?
Yeah, Nick's an awesome guy. He's one of the best teammates you could ask for. Like you said, he's a team guy. He'll do anything for the boys. Like he's gotten into a couple fights for the guys too. Actually, he's awesome.
He had a pretty good mustache for the boys too.
Yeah, it might be coming back
awesome.
for the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to bring that back.
It's coming back for the playoffs.
Let me tell you, Nick grows a better mustache than the team, the coaching staff, the ownership. Like, the thing is, well, actually, Kenny's got a pretty good one too, if we went back to that. So him and Kenny compete. Everybody else,
I think Kenny's
bottom
got
of the barrel.
He's got the good goatee. He can get a good handlebar going.
There's one picture of us in Boston where this thing was like a rug basically. That was pretty good. But Nick does grow a very good mustache, so he's definitely in the top probably 3. Regardless of where you slot him, he's in the top 3 on the team.
Unbelievable Muzzy for you.
Thanks.
Good job. We appreciate that.
I give credit to my dad for that one.
Well, thank you,
He's
Mr.
got good
Cimino.
facial hair.
Teach us your ways. How about for you guys? Tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you came from. Bordering states to Utah. Finally found yourselves in Ogden. What's it been like for you to be able to sort of play close to home, but not too far away?
Well, I'm a big mountain boy. I love the mountains. Love fishing, going on hikes. So any free time, I love just going outside and exploring and finding new trails to hike and stuff like that. So it's been a blast. I enjoy it a lot more than the East Coast where I was last year. That's for sure.
Yeah, I love Ogden. It's really similar to. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and it's really similar to Idaho, so I like it a lot. It's also nice being close to family.
Nick, I know you're a pretty big fishing guy. Mm-hmm. We had a couple other guys earlier in the year talk about some of your trips.
Yep.
Gio, you a big fisher too?
Oh, that's all I did this summer.
What about during the season when you got back here? Still fishing or no?
I haven't fished once here, but
I have a lot of time or
not
much time.
How many times have you gone fishing so far, Nick?
Probably like 5 times. There's a lake called Little Dell down by Salt Lake, and that's where I usually go. But now it's frozen right now because it's winter. But
you can still fish.
Ice fish.
Still fish right now?
Maybe. I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, ice fish?
Yeah.
No, my auger's at home right now, so I can't drill a hole in ice.
So if anyone wants to go ice fishing, we got a few guys I think will go too, right?
Yeah, Heller likes he likes fishing. Dan Falzer,
yeah.
big fisherman, big
Oh,
one.
Diesel.
Dan and Heller and I, we all went out to Yellowstone and hit the lakes out there. That was fun.
There you go. Well, how about, I guess aside from hockey in the summer, did you guys do anything to kind of take time off, or how'd you kind of enjoy the time away from the rink?
During the summertime, you said? Yeah, mostly I train in Monument. We have a junior pro skate, so any kids that played at Rampage or that went and are playing pro now or in college or juniors, so we have a summer skate, and it's 6 a.m. and we all just go out there and practice for an hour and a half, and that's took most of my time. And then I worked for my mom, made some money, and fished. That was about it.
Yeah, I fished almost every day, I think, just with my buddies. I skated like 3 times a week. I worked out almost every day, but yeah, fishing was pretty much all I did this summer.
Hey, fishing's cool. I dig it. What about, you guys have any favorite moments as being a Mustang so far? Nick, for you this season, Gio, in the last 2 years?
Trying to think. Favorite moment. Probably a rookie idol when all the rookies had to sing in front of everyone. That was fun.
Just beginning of the season?
Yeah, that was, I think, our first bus trip. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so we had all the rookies perform in front of all the vets, and it was a good time.
Great time?
Yeah.
Anybody exceptional at singing? Who was a good one?
Seth's not a rock.
Oh yeah, Seth Jones stepped up at the end when all the rookies were done singing, and just started singing his heart out and put a lot of passion behind it.
You're telling me he's a very talented athlete and a singer?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Oh, I'm just never going to talk to him again because I just don't deserve to be in the same room anymore.
Yeah, he's a jack of all trades, it seems like.
Yeah.
Can't do anything wrong, that kid.
Kathy also was
Go
rapping
hard.
pretty hard. I've never
We had
seen
both
that
of them on
before.
last week.
Yeah, he was busting some rhymes.
Oh, okay. It was a great time. Gio, any favorite moments for you?
There are a lot of them, but I think, yeah, that first road trip this season was really fun. Just getting to know the guys and seeing how well everybody bonded together was awesome.
Yeah, bus rides are always a lot of fun, and it's fun to be part of. So, Kenny, thanks for bringing me along on the road. We got a nice 7-hour trip on Thursday.
Looking forward to it.
It'll be a good
Get
time.
after it.
Kenny, going back to, looking at these two guys here, we talked about what they're able to do. How do you see them influencing, a hockey game for Ogden?
Well, I think that they both, every player is different, but I do think that what they bring to the table is similar. And what I mean by that is that they both are going to leave every single thing they have on the ice for the team, every single shift. Both of them, regardless of size, are finishing all their checks. They're playing a heavy game. And both of them, if you give them a chance to score or create offense, they're going to do it. That's not outside of their tool belt. If you're carrying tools around, they both have that in their tool belt to create offense. So in any given night, what I would expect when I'm watching those two, if you guys haven't seen it already, is a good, hard, heavy game in all 3 zones. And when they get chances from the blue line down to create offense, that's what I expect.
And then this one might be a tough question for you guys, but what areas of growth have stood out for either of you in this season? In your game or on the ice, off the ice?
My game, just finding a new role. Last year I was more of a goal scorer. I felt like I had a little more skill based on my team last year. This year, obviously we have a ton of skill, so I'm just trying to be more of a power forward, trying to make more plays to give the skill guys the puck and put it in the net.
For me, I think, honestly, is just I've been more confident in my offensive ability. Obviously, the stats don't show, but I've found myself creating a lot more chances for myself than I did last year.
I think, Kenny, for you, you said you agree with those things. Is there anything else that you see or anything you want to just kind of piggyback off of that for them?
No, I just think that those guys are both guys that if you're not on such a deep team, that they're guys that are probably heavily relied on for scoring. That's what I think, and not that they can't be relied on that
here in any way, shape, or form because they are. We still expect them to contribute that. But we just expect them to round out their game a little bit and play more 200 feet style and play a little bit harder throughout our end in the neutral zone where, if they're on another team that maybe isn't as deep, they might be only relied on for their offensive abilities. So, for them, I would agree with both the things that they said as far as their development goes. But I also think that their roles here have completed them or rounded them out as a player where now they're going to, move, whether they're moving on to college or if Gio's getting a chance at the next level or whatever it may be, they're going to be more prepared for that because their game is more as a whole now than just rather than before when they were relying on maybe their offensive skill set.
And, we kind of note this from week to week, but it's a grind. The season's a grind. Junior hockey's a grind overall. These guys, they bring quite a bit to the roster, and they open it up quite a bit for other guys, like we said. And it's not just about goal scoring, being able to shut down other teams too. A combination of their speed, size, skill, hockey IQ, and sometimes the finishing touch. But is it tough to imagine not having guys like them in the lineup or on the roster?
Yeah, it's very hard. You're not able to have such a complete team play such a complete game if you don't have guys like that. And again, you can look down the lineup and you can look at the top numbers and you can look at the guys that are playing the most minutes. But when you have guys that play the roles that they do and either one of them can be plug and played into a different line or a power play or whatever, you've seen both their names in all these different situations before. It's not that they can't do it, but to have those guys as depth or guys that you can rely on to go out against any another opponent's any line. Trusting them and trusting their skill set is really what shows you how much value and how much strength our team has and how deep we are. When you have guys like that can plug in on any type of line and help the team and they're willing to accept any sort of role and work through it, that's a testament to our team, and that's why we have a very special group because we have guys like that. You can't do it without guys like that.
And I got to play some defense during that Pueblo game. Never done that before. That was a little scary.
Yeah,
I don't like skating backwards.
You want to switch to D full time?
I like throwing the body on D because it's easier to line up.
Well,
it's hard to it's hard when you look at about a month ago when we were going through all those injuries and you have guys stepping up to help, whether that was Seth Jones going back for a whole game or, Nick going back for a couple shifts or a period or two periods. You had guys stepping up left and right. So, to see that, and again, that's just more of a validation to me that they'll do whatever it takes to help the team. Whatever it takes to get us by, they'll do it. So without guys like that, you can't make a team like this work. So.
Yeah, a couple of things that came to mind as Kenny was talking here, just to note some of what these guys do. We talked earlier about Gio a little bit. We were at the showcase in Boston. It was on Sunday. We were playing IHC. It was a pretty tight game, and I think you got the game winner. We won 4-0, but Gio walked in, put a shot, elbow down. Remember much about that?
Yeah, I kind of. It was a good play by Dan. He set a pick and gave me the puck, and the defenseman was flat-footed, so I just used my speed and went by him, and the whole far side was open, so just shot it there and scored.
Found your shot and took it. And then as the game kind of continued, they had a lot more chances on the power play as things kind of wore on, and you stepped up even more in that role. So you're providing it all around in that game. And then I thought about, for Nick, there was one moment that it's one of my favorites that stands out, but we were playing Northern Colorado. It was our first game. End of the second period, Seth scored a goal off the post and in. And as he's continuing to celebrate right in front of their goalie, he gets dumped by one of their players. Well, Nick comes over right away and grabs a guy from behind, drops him.
Yep.
And that pretty much ended any of the extracurriculars the rest of the weekend. So,
yeah,
guys willing to do whatever it took. And then Nick, next period, comes back out, fired up, scores a goal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love, you touch my teammates, you're going to pay a consequence, of course.
Well, you and Dimmy very much set the example and set the tone moving forward the rest of the series. So, and those games, they just highlighted the all-around work that these guys put in every game. So, we'll get into more of the in-depth things, a few things to kind of note over. We said Autism Awareness, who raised over $10,000 for autism research, that being donated to the Carson Kolzig Foundation. And again, that's a big shout out to our fans and being able to not open up their wallets per se, but to win some jerseys there in the jersey auction, support a good cause for us. So thank you guys for that. Next Friday at home, Intermountain Healthcare Night on February 4th against Pueblo. So it's a pretty big night for us. And then on February 5th, the very next night, we played Northern Colorado for just one game, and that's 80s night. So we definitely look forward to those two. And then we're going to post, I know last week or 2 weeks ago, I think I said I was going to post the episode. Totally forgot as soon as I went home. I do have episode 6 already queued up, so I am going to post that tonight. And if not, you guys can hold me to it next Tuesday, so that'll be on me. But, moving forward a little bit, we'll start with Gio. We mentioned you were one of the players noticed a long time ago, and you guys kind of beat me to the punch because I have it written down here that you were remembered because you were so difficult to play against from Coach Dreyer. Does that, help motivate you, knowing that you're one of the tougher guys to go against on the ice by your opponents and teammates?
Yeah, it kind of does, I think. Yeah. It does. It motivates me to just go harder.
Kenny, could you imagine coaching against a guy like Gio? Would that be tough? Or even playing against a guy like Gio?
Yeah, that would be annoying. It'd be annoying because he's relentless and he's constantly in your face. So that would be annoying.
And, we said even your teammates take exception to it. You've actually, out of some of the players that have been asked who's hardest to go against in practice, your name comes up quite a bit. Mostly because they said that you're nonstop.
He's a little gnat, not in a bad way, in a good way. He's on you at all times.
Never goes away.
Yeah, you try to take a tight turn in the corner, he's right there in front of you. Got to take another tight turn. Guess what? Gio's right there. He's just always on you. He's quick.
Does that kind of just get you going even more? Like get you fired up?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Pretty easy going?
Yeah.
Well, Nick, like we said for you, it was a pretty special weekend, being able to go to Colorado, the very first opening series. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, we have you on Coach's Corner. Guess where we're going? Northern Colorado. Yeah. So I know we asked you a little bit, but does that get you pumped up even more to be able to play in front of family and friends and on your dad's birthday?
Yeah, I'm excited to see my family, and they love watching me, and I mean, they're the reason I'm here right now, so I want to play even better for them.
No, we definitely love it, but another big thing for you, this is your last year in junior hockey. Hockey's, I'm assuming, been most of your life for a long time, your family's life. It's been consumed by the game.
Yeah.
Any clear picture of you or for you, what might happen after this year? Do you want to continue to play hockey, go to school?
Yeah, I mean, of course I want to continue my hockey career because that's all I've done my entire life, and it's my passions. I love the game, and as of right now, I'm trying to. I would like to play NCAA D3, or I've been even looking at the U just to play some club ACHA, and just continue my hockey career because I just love the game. Anywhere I go, I'd enjoy it. Just trying to find the right home, just something that will make me happy. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
We can work on your birth certificate. You can play for the Mustangs a little bit
longer.
Yeah,
I would love to. I would love to.
No, we definitely love that. We're just going to say he's an 03 from now on. Unbelievable. Gio, coming back to you, you mentioned this in your signing article that coming back this season, you mentioned that in this season, you wanted to grow into a player that was able to play Tier 2 hockey and compete for a national championship at the same time for the Mustangs. How have you continued to elevate your game since then, and how do you progress towards those goals?
I think for me, just growing my game, just like focusing on the little things. Obviously, just like maybe staying after 10 minutes after practice ends and just getting some work in, stuff like that.
And then, Kenny, coming back to you with these two guys, what they have goals in mind, Tier 2 hockey, college hockey, what does a program like Ogden, I guess, help push their goals forward as well as compete for national championship?
Yeah, the structure that we have here definitely pushes the guys in season to prepare for the playoffs and Mountain Division championships and nationals, and outside of that as well, developing them to move on to their next step, right? So, challenging these guys every day and holding them accountable to for their structure and on and off the ice, managing their times when they're off the ice, being attentive, asking questions, learning on the ice, executing the little details that we keep talking about. And that's what this program is about. Continue to push these guys in the right direction and then ultimately find a new home for them when the time's right, whether that is a 21-year-old going to school or whether it's a younger player that's trying to push and climb the ladder up to a higher level of juniors. And if for some reason that doesn't work out, they know that they have a trusty spot to come back to with a staff that cares about them and that's going to continue to push and develop them. So if they do end up here in a spot as a 20-year-old player, that they're comfortable with making their life choices moving on from here. So that's the thing that we've continued to push the last year and a half is that reputation that we care for the players, and we'll continue to push and challenge them every day and expect the most out of them. So when the season ends, regardless if they're moving on to college or another level of juniors, that they're better people and better players for it.
Say if you guys weren't in Ogden, what would you miss most about the rink, the fans, anything like that? The tunnel, Murray, me.
Sorry,
What would you maybe miss?
The fans for sure, and just the atmosphere. And I mean, doing this, I've never done this before. Love it. It's been fun, and Ogden's a gorgeous place as well. And food here is also really good.
There you go. Gio, what about for you? Have you seen much maybe Tier 2 hockey or anything like that? Is there anything that would be different, I guess, that you might think or expect?
What do you mean, like?
Just maybe overall, maybe about even the game itself, the skill all around, the building, whatever it may be.
Obviously, the skill level in Tier 2 is higher. It's a higher pace of hockey. But, I mean, I think Ogden's honestly it's the best place to be. Like, the atmosphere, the fans, and everything. Like, I know a lot of Tier 2 teams don't get that, so.
Do you remember, I know you said you've played at the ice sheet, but they didn't really know much about the Mustangs or even think that they played there. What was your first impression? Maybe first game being able to skate out with all the fans, kind of, was it surreal, or how would you describe that?
Yeah, it was really fun just seeing the atmosphere, all the fans that showed up for us. Yeah, it was really fun. It was awesome skating through the tunnel for the first time.
How about for you, Nick? I know you've had a different experience, you said, in the EHL on the East Coast. It was a lot different. You have fans now.
Yeah. First game, I was shocked. I couldn't believe Tier 3 could bring so many fans together, and I was like, this is it. This is where I want to be. This is my last year of juniors. Might as well have fans and enjoy it.
Well, you remember the blue-red scrimmage you guys had?
Yeah.
Having fans for that too?
Yeah, that was fun.
Good start.
Yep.
This one for Gio. We mentioned last week to Seth and Dara, you get to play with a few different familiar faces from Idaho. How's it kind of been for you? You're the guy who's been around, you and Seth. Now you have a few more from Idaho.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Like I've been playing with these guys since I was younger. I think played with Dar since I was like 9 years old. So it's been really fun to reconnect and play with him again.
Is it better now that you're not the rookie and he is?
Yeah.
And Nick as well. You get to play with a few guys. You played with Rampage before, and you have a couple friends who are in the area.
Zito.
Did they help recruit you to Ogden?
Jake Jensen, not on the team now, but played here last year. He was the main reason. He said he just enjoyed it, and the competition here was what he expected and was having a good time. And he was probably the main reason why I came here. And Zito, then I texted Zito during the summer and started talking to him again, and we got in touch and just went off from there.
Zito. What a guy. What a guy.
The man, the myth.
Coming back to Gio again, I made a little bit of a joke there about being not the rookie. You being next to a guy who is one of the veterans on the team, you went from a rookie last year, still one of the younger guys on the team, but considering the amount of games that you played, transitioning your role from rookie to veteran, how do you see yourself growing off the ice as a leader in the locker room and being able to kind of show guys the ropes and such?
I've definitely seen myself growing a lot as a leader. I'm definitely more mature, for sure. I'm just, it's been,
One day at a time.
Yeah, one day at a time.
And coming back to Nick again, I know we've said it a few times, but what are some big differences between maybe playing style from last year or years past to now? How have you seen that kind of evolve and your game change within that?
As in my game, like my play style.
Yeah, well, both. So like the overall style, like what was different before you got here, and how have you kind of grown into that?
Like I said before, just finding my role. I mean, each year you got to figure out what role you have. And past couple of years, I saw myself as more of a goal scorer, skilled player, and then this year I see myself as a hard-hitting, fighting machine kind of thing. just also producing for the team, worrying about little details. Kenny's always worried about that, little details, which I agree with him 100%. And yeah, just pretty much, but just a different role this year. Just more of a grinder.
Yeah. How about? I know I asked some of your favorite moments and such, but for both of you guys, what are your thoughts on the team compared to now versus maybe the beginning of the year, where everybody was trying to figure out their own roles? How have you seen the team change and grow? And I guess maybe another one that would be easier would be: are there any moments that helped you guys grow, like certain games, certain moments, the comebacks that the team has had? Is there anything that's specifically stood out?
Shoot. See, the whole season starts to blend together, and it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Do you have anything in mind?
I think some of the things that come to mind are some of our like closer games where we've battled back. I think those are big character builders for us, and it just kind of shows us that like we're a really good team. It doesn't like we could beat anybody if we work hard.
Yeah.
How about instead of maybe some of the more intense moments or team shaping, character building, any funny moments for you guys throughout the year? I know you said the singing part was really good, but anything else that you guys can look back at and maybe laugh? Last week with Dar, we were talking about the barking that he started doing at the beginning of the season. Anything like that for you guys?
A lot of it's inappropriate.
Yeah. I don't think I could say more.
Thank you for saying that.
But
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Dar and Alonzo, them barking on the bench the whole time. It's a little funny. And then Washko screaming Bryce Miller. That, yeah. Gets a little old sometimes, though.
How about since you guys got dogged in, is there anything new that you started doing, like hobby-wise, maybe away from the rink? You guys are big outdoors guys, but have you done anything else?
Yeah, I got an electric skateboard because I just whip around town, go get some food, so I don't have to waste gas money. That's a little hobby.
Eco-friendly?
Yep, eco-friendly. Yep. Trying to think. Fishing and hiking. I just like exploring because this is my first time out in Utah, so trying to find fun hiking trails and stuff like that.
yeah, there's not really much for me. My days are pretty boring. I wake up, go workouts, hockey, and then I go back and do school. So it's pretty much what I do. I'll play some video games here and there, but
Same.
Yeah, word on the street is you're a big video game guy.
oh yeah,
I know your Billet brothers fairly well. They've both been up here. They gave me the rundown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jack, Corey can't even look at me right now. He's buried in. Well, let's come back to Kenny real quick as Corey tries to breathe. Kenny, any funny stories for you from this season? Any lighthearted moments that you kind of can reflect on and laugh at?
Probably 90% of them aren't meant to be set up here, but just all my interactions with Nick. I mean, I think the boys could probably attest to Nick and I are like a married couple. They could probably come up with some things to say about Nick and I interacting, whether it's on the bench or in the locker room or in the coach's locker room or in the office. But appropriate ones are maybe few and far between. But every once in a while, we're able to mix in whether it's a good clip in our team video review session to pick up the boys' spirits and make them laugh a little bit, or
Watching Nick take a spill on the ice is always good too. I always wait for those.
Yeah.
That's happened like once or twice.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy at practice. He keeps the energy very high. He's very vocal. So getting to work with him is a blast. But I can always count on a laugh or two, especially if I'm having a bad day. The guys usually know that I'm having a bad day, but Nick helps fix some of that. So for the future, you guys heard it here first. If I'm having a rough day, you can probably get in Nick's ear about lightening things up a little bit on my end, because he seems to find a way to do it, whether it's giving me a laugh or just a pat on the back or something. So working with him has been a blast, and I can always count on having a good laugh or two every single day, regardless of what the mood is.
I'm glad you said that, because it might segue into my next question here. But I'll start with you, Kenny. If you could go back now, give yourself advice to when you first started with the Mustangs. Is there anything that you might say, like maybe one little thing?
Yeah, there's one thing that I would do differently, and it's our summer camp, the first time last year. All of our volunteers showed up. Nick showed up, and I showed up, and Nick was sitting outside on the curb, I think waiting to meet me, because him and we had interviewed and had multiple conversations on the phone throughout the summer, and I never met him in person, never saw him through the phone or any sort of technology. So got to introduce myself to all the volunteers, and then I go up to Nick, and I was like, hey, just want to thank you for being a part of the volunteer group and everything that you do to help us with like selling merchandise and getting fans in, and everything that you do interacting with our community. And he goes, it's nice to meet you too. I'm your assistant coach, Nick Dreyer. So for me, that's something that Nick will always have in his back pocket on me, that I didn't know that I was talking to him before I met him. That's one thing that I would do differently before I came here.
I actually have never heard that story before, so that is now off as gold for me.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Figured it would come out eventually. Just
Yeah.
didn't think it'd be on this stage.
How about for you guys? Anything you could go back and give yourself advice now or to the beginning of the season before you kind of got things started?
I mean, I came in here not really knowing anyone, just being a little more outgoing, just hanging out with the boys a little more.
Well, I hear
Other
you
than
at
that.
practice, and you do an exceptional job now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then over time, I got closer to them, but in the beginning, I probably should have reached out to them sooner.
well, you made up for it.
Yep.
Gio, maybe a haircut.
Okay, now. All right.
Sorry, he's the only other guy who can
All
say
right,
that too.
dude.
So
Yeah, whatever, dude. All right.
whatever, dude.
Probably, honestly, just not being so hard on myself. It's still something I'm trying to work on. I'm very hard on myself, sometimes to the point where I'll break down and cry. So, yeah.
Crying's okay.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I'd cry if I had your haircut.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I'll get it back tomorrow at practice.
Hey, I have a question for you, Stefan.
Wait,
Since
hold
you're
on.
doing all
We have a platform
questions.
for that.
no,
go ahead.
Why do you wear that visor on the ice every time you come out?
Oh, big media guy.
Okay, all right.
Big media guy. I just like media.
Okay. What does
I'm
the
trying to
visor
get the
have to do with
visors
that?
back. We'll bring them back eventually. I'm gonna have to switch to a beanie.
There's no sun. We're in the ice. We're in the rink.
Should I wear something else?
No. I have some ideas.
I have a feeling we'll keep that private, so we'll leave it for practice. I'm the man behind the camera.
So what he's referring to is when Stefan comes out on the ice with us and gets some footage of the boys practicing, he wears a visor, and it says "Big Media Guy" across the visor. Not a hockey visor, a golf visor or a sun visor. So that's what Nick's referring to for those of you guys that haven't caught up to that. So it's pretty funny to see.
We can sell tickets to practice if you guys would like to come watch. Otherwise, you're not allowed to be there. No, it's always a good time. Like I said, I would do anything for these guys, and it started off as just kind of a funny joke, and I don't know. I feel like I can't take it off now. So
No, I enjoyed it. I was just giving you a hard time.
thank you. Well, before we get to kind of more of the rapid fire questions, we always like to open it up. If you guys have any questions or have thought of anything, you are more than welcome to come up and ask. And I don't know why Jake is smirking at me so much. Jake's got a question. I feel it. All right, fair enough. Anybody else? Any questions? All right, Lita's coming.
Coach, so Sunday, there was obviously that little scuffle after the game, which, boys, come on, do better. Just saying. But why were there no penalties assessed after that?
Well, just thinking about it from the rest perspective, I think that at that point you're just trying to activate traffic control. What I mean by that is splitting up masses of people and getting them off the ice. You could have probably given a penalty to a good handful of players on probably both teams. But when the game's over and as long as no one was getting hurt in those situations, I think it was just a little bit of pushing and shoving to the point where those guys are just trying to split up numbers and split up jerseys. That's my opinion on it. The ref might have a different answer than me, but when you got 30 to 40 guys that are tussling, swinging hands at each other after the game's over, it's pretty tough to step in the middle of that, being only a group of 1 or 2 or 3 guys. So I think that it was just a little bit overwhelming for them, and for them to give any sort of penalties at that point, it probably just would have been minor penalties, 2-minute penalties, and it wouldn't have mattered in that game. All it would have been done would just be to write it on the score sheet. But I didn't see any major penalties, so I think that's why they let it go.
Thank you.
Yep.
You have to come to the mic, Corey.
Oh, gosh.
And thank you, Lito.
Oh, no.
We appreciate the question.
That was a good question.
Oh, boy. Who's it for first?
Gio.
These are
Yes.
roommates and Billet brothers. Okay.
Who's your favorite Billet brother roommate?
Oh, man.
No comment. I can't answer that.
That's messed up. Not a question, but you look very handsome tonight,
Aw,
Gio.
thank you,
Just wanna let
Corey.
you know. Stefan. You got to work on style.
Duly noted. It is duly noted.
Are you wearing your Crocs right now or no?
No, not right now. These guys, specifically Corey and Gio, got me very hooked on Crocs, so I bought myself a pair over Christmas break. I'll never go back to anything else. I love
They're
them.
comfy.
Big Crocs guy now,
Crocs
so
are
appreciate
awesome.
you guys. Any other questions? Okay, I'll ask again later on, so you got a few more minutes. Somebody will ask at least one before we leave. Otherwise, no one's dismissed. Okay, anyways, moving forward, we'll go back to, these are mostly Gio and Nick, but we'll start with Nick here. What's your favorite, or what's your pregame routine?
My pregame routine?
Yep.
Usually just making sure I have all my gear. That's important. And then taping my stick a certain way, and then I gotta go outside and play some suey with the boys. That's just playing soccer and in a little circle, keeping the ball up because that gets my legs going, gets the blood flowing, and then we do a little dynamic warm up sometimes as a team, and then I go off on my own, do a little extra, and then I usually go sit in the stands and listen to music for like about 10 minutes, and then head in the locker room, and it's game time. Get dressed. Yep.
Gio?
When I get to the rink, I like to tape my stick, and then stretching is a big one for me. Stretch, and then once the coaches come, we do the meeting, and after the meeting, I like to go get my legs warm. Just do some dynamic stretches, like warm ups and stuff like that, to get my legs going.
Anybody on the team the most superstitious?
Ooh. There's
We've
not
had
anyone that really jumps out to me.
we've had one common answer.
Who?
Seth Jones.
Yep. Nope. He doesn't talk to anyone. He's locked in the whole time.
We heard
Always.
he touches pretty much every wall, every exit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
we
I've
never
seen
heard-
that.
does.
Yeah,
He
I've
hits
seen
the
that.
exit sign every
Mhm.
time.
We didn't know he didn't talk to anybody though.
Well, no, it's just he does if
Just
you come up
focused.
to him, but he's focused, has his headphones on, and is ready.
He's in the zone.
Yep.
How about favorite pregame meal, Gio?
Probably pasta.
Any pasta or like chicken pasta?
Any kind of pasta. I'll eat any pasta.
There you go. Nick?
For the games, I like to eat something a little light. I don't like feeling heavy for some reason, so I can skate a little faster. Probably good old peanut butter and jelly, and then a protein bar. And then usually I stop by Jamba Juice right by the rink.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
There you go. How about favorite playoff tradition?
I don't really have a playoff tradition yet, so
No?
no.
Anything on the horizon? Any ideas? Or it's not your choice this time?
I've got to say the facial hair, since I can do it now.
Yeah,
In the past, I wasn't able to, but
I can't grow any facial hair, so.
You get a new mustache, Nick?
yeah, I think I'm gonna bring the mustache back.
You can go handlebars like Kenny?
I don't think I can't grow anything right here.
I can find a Sharpie.
All right, deal.
There we go. All right, well, I had this question before. It was which color would you not or choose to never see again, but we're going to do a little quiz. So blue, red, yellow. What are the other two colors of the Olympic rings?
One of them is green, right?
Yes. What's the other one?
White?
Nope.
What is it? It's in our rink.
I know. See it every day.
You said blue, red, yellow, green.
Green was one of them, and there's a fifth one.
Is it black?
It is
It's
black.
It is.
Shout out to Gio. He got both of them. 2 stars.
I need to go back to school.
How about this? What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. Gio?
Probably Dumb and Dumber. It was like one of the first comedy movies my parents showed me, so.
Kenny, any thoughts on the difference between those two movies? Two very different people.
Two different people. So, similar play styles, but different interests.
I like both of them. They're both in my top 5. So I appreciate
I just watched Interstellar like a few weeks ago, and this is my 3rd time watching it, so it's great. It's a good movie.
Gio, have you seen Interstellar?
I have not.
Have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yes.
Well, maybe you guys should have a movie night. You can watch both.
All right, deal.
There you go.
Want to do that?
How about this? If you weren't playing hockey, what would be your dream job?
Ooh. I've been thinking about this for a while because I'm trying to decide what I want to major in college. Like I said before, I love nature. I just love being outside and just being a professional photographer and being able to get paid for that. Well, first off, love to be a professional hockey player. But if that doesn't work out, then go take pictures of nature and get paid for it.
There you go. Gio?
Probably architecture, honestly. I like designing and building things, so.
Somebody else said architect. I just don't remember who it was.
Yeah, Hawks likes architecture.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
How about, well, if that be the case, if you're able to go to the school that you want, any dream school for you?
Nothing right now. I mean, I'm still looking, still trying to decide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have a dream school.
Any school? Any school works, right?
Yeah.
That's a dream school.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Who's your favorite NHL player or favorite hockey player all time?
Ooh. I'm going in between. I go back and forth with either Nathan McKinnon or Ryan O'Reilly. I like Ryan O'Reilly because he kind of, I like to play like, I like to think that I play like him sometimes. He's a little heavy forward, power forward kind of guy. And McKinnon is just fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marchand is my favorite player.
No.
I know a guy who has a Marchand jersey currently on. Kenny, have I asked you who's your favorite hockey player all time?
Pavel Datsyuk.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
It's not Brad Marchand, though.
No, he's probably the last one on the list
Okay.
out of all NHL players that have ever existed.
The Rat.
Yeah.
The Rat.
He's a good player.
Oh, yeah,
he
he's
scores.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's not my favorite player.
He's a dirty player.
Yeah.
Allegedly. How about this? What's your least favorite chore around the house?
Got this one. I'll go after
Dishes for sure.
Just like any part of it, cleaning, putting them away.
Just everything. I hate dishes. So
Oh. Probably. Yeah, I gotta agree with Gio on that one. Dishes, because it's just every night, same thing.
Dishes are tough.
Yep.
I ask you that before?
Nothing different about it.
Least favorite chore?
Well, recently it's been washing clothes, let's say, in a bathtub or something, since none of our appliances work in our apartment complex.
Oh.
We recently moved apartments, so that's not an issue now, but finding a way to wash clothes when you don't have a washer or dryer was pretty inconvenient. When everything works, I'd probably say taking the trash out. If you can't get all the bags in your hand at once, having to take 2 trips up and down the stairs is not fun.
It's like doing groceries.
Yeah,
One trip, max.
1 trip.
One trip.
For groceries?
One trip, right?
Oh, yeah. If you don't do it in one trip, you're
Yeah.
soft.
It's just one trip. Everything else just stays in the car. How about this? Is Pluto a planet?
Why are you asking me this?
This is an age question.
Well, I'm going to say yes.
yeah, I have to agree
I'm
with
gonna
that.
say
All
yes.
right.
It doesn't
Pluto's a
matter on the
planet.
size.
All right, dude. All right, dude.
As I remind most, tomorrow is Wednesday. Court.
Oh, no, I'm not. I don't mean it like that. I meant Gio's size.
How about this? Do you guys have a spirit animal? If not, you can choose one for yourself.
Ooh. Oh, gosh.
I don't really have a spirit animal, but I like pandas. So
Panda. Okay.
yeah.
Nick?
Jeez. Narwhal. They're
You guys got some fun creatures.
they're different. I mean,
Narwhal.
a narwhal.
You know what a narwhal
Do you know
is?
what a narwhal is?
I don't think so.
Do you know what a narwhal is? It's a whale. It's a whale unicorn.
Yeah, it's like a whale with like a.
What kind of fantasy land are we in?
It's real. It's real. That's why it's my spirit animal, because people think it's fake.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that one up.
It's real, I promise.
We're gonna need to go to the judges on that. All right. Well, how about this? Last 10 seconds of the game. You're on a breakaway. What's your move?
Ooh. I've been working on it in practice. A little fake low blocker, and then quick over to my backhand, and then top cheese.
Either 5-hole or forehand backhand.
Okay. Okay. How about this next one? Who's the funniest guy on the team?
Jeez. Jack, our captain. Oh, captain, my captain. He's a comedian. Gotta say him.
Gio?
There's too many to choose from, but yeah, Jack is pretty funny. I'll give it to him.
Gio and Tucker together are a pretty funny
Yeah.
little duo.
Big PK guys.
Yeah.
Both of
Huge
them.
PK guys.
There you go. How about which player is the hardest to compete against in practice?
I gotta say Boldway. He's just a tank. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I'm a second that. It's so hard to get by him, especially on one-on-ones.
Or Jack. He's always got a stick right in your way.
Yeah.
I don't think Jack liked your answer.
Why? He's always, his gaps are really well when you're trying to rush up on him.
There you go. How about this? Best hockey memory all time.
Ooh.
Probably going to the national championships my U14 year. It wasn't the outcome we wanted. We lost in the championship game, but it was a really fun tournament.
Who'd you guys play against? Do you remember?
Sava's team, the Atlanta Fire.
Did you really?
Sava wasn't on the team, but it's the team he ended up playing for.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Dark Cat and Foss were on that team as well. They were on the Steelheads team.
Oh, with you guys, yeah.
Yeah, mine's probably my first year, 18s AAA. We made it to nationals, and that was a good team. There's probably like 4 of them now playing D1. There's a couple of them in the NAL right now, and it was a really good team. It was fun.
How about favorite goalie to score on in practice?
Marco.
Sava, because I don't know what he's saying half the time. So when he's scoring him, he gets upset. You don't know what he's saying.
He's just saying something.
Yeah.
How about this? Who's the funniest guy to kind of mess with a little bit during practice?
You.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, before we kind of close out here, any other questions? Oh,
Uh-oh.
here we go. I think this is also Jack's first question as a spectator.
Yep.
Welcome, Jack.
I got one for Gio. So, are you actually going to start waking up when your alarm goes off in the morning, or am I still going to have to come in and wake you up every day?
You're probably gonna still have to come wake me up every day.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fun fact, Jack and Gio have been Billet Brothers for 2 years now, right?
Yep.
There you go. What was that saying last week? Like a barnacle on a whale?
Yeah.
You guys are stuck together forever.
Yep.
Well, if there's no other questions or anything, we'll go ahead and close out here. But we'd like to thank these two guys for coming up here and telling a little bit about their story and how they got to Ogden. And we appreciate everything you guys do. And thanks, Kenny, for donning a little bit different of a look today. Thanks, Josh. But go ahead.
Don't bet on the Flyers. Just don't do it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a life lesson.
Yeah.
But, we thank you guys for coming out and always supporting us. We want to thank Steiny's for having us again. This is always a fun pleasure and a treat to be able to learn more about them. But this weekend, we traveled to northern Colorado. We leave on Thursday. We play Friday, 8:30 p.m. puck drop. So tune into Hockey TV and stay on top of things. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. We'll have Scott Bugarin and Marco Duronio as our guests. So some of the two newer guys, Scott being the newest. And that'll be kind of it for the week. So we hit the road. We'll be back on Sunday night, Monday morning. And then we have Colorado next weekend here at home. So thank you guys for coming out. And we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Thanks, Stefan.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.